Hello everyone, I'm Ariel with Urbanist, and this is a show where I explore the history of cities all around the world. And today we are in one of New York City's historic landmarks, the Grace Church. Grace Church dates back all the way to its first cornerstone put down in 1843, and it's an excellent example of Gothic architecture. This is a 360 video, so look any direction as you please, and take a look at all the beautiful Gothic details of this gorgeous church. Right now we are in Greenwich Village, which is a neighborhood in Lower Manhattan, used to be famous for its bohemian and beatnik culture. Now it's still famous for having NYU dorms and a lively, vibrant city streets and its parks like Washington Square Park and Union Square Park. But I think Grace Church is very unique part of New York City because of this Gothic style. It's probably the finest example of Gothic architecture, in my opinion, in New York City. Fully Gothic, because, for example, St. John the Divine, which is all the way in the north side of New York City, is a mix of Romanesque and Gothic, but this just full-on Gothic. It was designed by James Renwick Jr., and James Renwick Jr. went on to design St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is by far one of the most famous churches in all the world. Now, James Renwick Jr. got his start at 24 years old, and this was his very first church built. Of course, he went on for much greater things. He ended up restoring Trinity Church, and also ended up making St. Patrick's Cathedral, and also made the smallpox hospital in Roosevelt Island. As you can see, beautiful stained glass windows, and we're going to take a walk inside, but I figure I should tell you the history outside here before we walk inside. Walk inside with a little bit of silence in order to respect the peace of the church. But you can access the church grounds, open all the way until 5 p.m. Let's go into the church itself. So this is Broadway that runs along right over here. Union Square is that way, Washington Square Park is that way. And this is the front of Grace Church. Wow. So this is an Episcopal church. It was designated a National Historic Landmark back in 1978. The first corner groundstone was in 1843, finished construction in 1846. It's a gorgeous piece of Gothic architecture. Attached to it is a school, the Grace Church School, which is probably one of the most exclusive schools in New York City. Now, one more thing I want to mention before we walk inside. Back in the mid-1800s, this was the talk of the town. This was the church for the rich and famous of New York City. This is the church you wanted to be married in if you wanted to be seen by the entire city. Because if you were married here, or you had some major sacrament here, or some major service here, you were known as the top of New York City. It still is a very high-profile church, as is with St. Patrick's and Trinity Church in downtown Manhattan. Now, let's take a look inside. So, this is a 360 video. I'm going to respect the silence, so I'm not going to be talking through this, but look all around, enjoy all the details, the stained glass windows, the pews. Let's take a look. So these are private pews. Some of them you can buy, and you can see the names down here. It says Stewart. And here it says Bronson. There's many other names of very high-class New Yorkers. 1800s, if you wanted really to be a prominent member of your church and you had a lot of money, a good way that the church would make money is by selling pews to specific people and families. And usually the high-class pews would be towards the front. It depends on the church. Sometimes the church had like mezzanines or like elevated areas towards the sides. But this was one such church, and the pews here are very comfortable. So that's Grace Church. As you can see, gorgeous church inside, open to the public. Most churches in New York City are open to the public. Most Christian churches are open to the public. You can walk inside. It's also a great place for a respite. Even if you're not a tourist and you're a local, or you just want a moment of peace in New York City, you can just easily walk into the church and get yourself a good moment of peace. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you want to see other James Renwick's work, he was one of the most famous architects in New York City. As I mentioned before, go to Trinity Church in downtown Manhattan, St. Patrick's Cathedral in Midtown, and the Smallpox Hospital in Roosevelt Island. There's 3 famous buildings of his after Grace Church. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are supporting Urbanist and seeing this video before everyone else, thank you so much for lending your support. We're aiming at getting 300 supporters in order to go to Edinburgh in January. So if you can spread the word of lending your support to Urbanist, that'll be awesome. And keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone.